All right, welcome back to the Kevin and Shawn show. Man, oh man, week 2 on the mics. What's up, man?
Not much, just ready to get back at it. First episode, I don't think sucked.
I don't think it was bad. I really was happy with it, man. Shout out to the 28 people who listened last week.
We're at 28.
28. Oh man, I was literally expecting like 5.
Yeah, I was expecting like our close friends, maybe my parents.
Yeah.
To say like, "Yo, good job."
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know, probably between the two of us, we got about 24 like DMs or text messages and stuff, and they weren't just like, "Hey, like it, keep it up." They actually had thoughts about it.
Yeah.
It was really surprising to me. I didn't think we were gonna get that. I thought it was gonna just be very, very basic. But
dude, I agree. So yeah, man, everyone who tuned in last week, thank you so much for actually reaching out to us. Shawn and I both really appreciate it. We appreciate the positive feedback, constructive feedback. Anything you guys want to say, we want to hear it. Also, if you guys want to support the podcast, there's actually a way you could donate to us through our Anchor account. The link is in my bio. Is it on your bio too in Instagram?
The donation is not. I just have a link to the previous episode.
Yeah, all you guys have to do is go to Anchor, and which is the platform that we use to put this out. You might hear an ad about it at some point in the podcast. But it's the service we use to put this out for you guys to listen to on all the different platforms. So just go to anchor.com or .fm and support us at the Kevin and Shawn Show.
Yeah.
So, man, how was the week this week?
Just working. It's been really cold in Jackson, Michigan.
Yeah.
And my job primarily takes place outside. So I've been freezing my ass off every day.
Wow.
Yeah, it's not great. But I'm excited for the opportunity to potentially transfer into something else.
Yeah. Best of luck with that, man. I know we've been talking about it for a while. I know it's a shitty job.
Yeah, I don't want this podcast to just be Shawn bitches about his job. But
once a week, you get to have fun with your boy.
Right.
And that's what we'll do today.
So what do you got going on today, man?
Yeah. Funny thing. So I had to go to the allergy doctor today. For those of you who know me, I got eczema. I got eczema bad.
Eczema.
And it's all over my body. I'm allergic to literally everything. About 6 months ago, I had a test done. They tested me on 40 different things. I'm allergic to all 40 of those things. They're all connected to my eczema. They're connected to my asthma and my allergies as well. So I had a checkup appointment today. It was about an hour away in Ann Arbor through the freaking blizzard that we had. It took me
brutal.
It took me like an hour and a half, hour 45 to get there. All the roads were just drifted over, and I finally get there, and I'm so I have 2 doctors, right? And the first doctor's a girl. She's cool. She's young. She loves Charlie. Charlie went with me to the last appointment. She loved Charlie. Asked her where she was at as soon as she walked in the room. And I was like, yeah, I'm actually doing the best I've ever done. My eczema's under control. My allergies are under control. I'm not breaking out all the time anymore.
Which is what you want. That's the goal.
Yeah. My friends like the way my skin looks now. So it's kind of nice. I'm not looking like a freak. So she's like, man, this is great. So I'm going to go tell the other doctor who's the more seasoned guy. He's an older guy. And we'll come back and tell you what you need to do next. So I'm sitting there. And
you're sitting on paper?
I'm sitting on paper. It's crinkly, I'm answering emails because I'm supposed to be at work today. And I'm just thinking, this guy grilled me last time I was here. So I'm thinking what I'm going to say to him. He's an intimidating guy. He's an older guy. And I finally bring myself together. I'm all right, I'm going to wing it. Okay? I'm good at winging it. The guy walks in. And he goes, so, here you're doing the best you've ever done in your life. I look at him, I said, I think so.
I mean, you're just asking for it at that point.
I know. I totally just got nervous and did my stutter thing that I do when I'm nervous.
Classic.
And he goes, well, your BMI went up 2%, so I think you could be doing something different. And just started roasting me about how I could be working out more, how I could be taking better care of my skin, and all these different things. And regardless, I'm not fixed, so that's all good.
Well, I mean, that's why you go to the doctor, right?
Yeah.
Fix me up, doc.
He just roasted me. Him and Charlie were just grilling me last time I was there, so it was a fun experience for me. But anyway, man, How about you? What your week this week?
Well, the week was all right. Driving here today was interesting. I've been staying at my buddy's place for the past week, kind of doing a little bit of house sitting.
Nice.
It's a little chance for me to get away. Currently don't live by myself, as you guys learned in the last episode. So I got away for a week, a little bit of a detox, a little bit of just alone time, right? So I had to pack all that stuff up today and kind of get the hell out of there and get down here at a reasonable time. But on the way here, for what feels like the third time in a row at least, I got flipped off driving.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know if I'm just overly aggressive on the roads. I don't think I am. I think I'm okay. Let me riff on this for a second. Would you flip me off in this scenario? Let's play a game here.
Okay.
So we're driving. We're on 223.
Okay.
Essentially 127, but whatever.
Okay.
Speed limit is 55 miles per hour. You are in a pickup truck going 40 today.
Okay.
Granted, the roads aren't perfect, but in that area, they were clean.
Relatively fine.
They were fine, right? So those homeboys going 40. And on the highway, I go 60. If it's 55, I go 60.
Okay. Yeah, 5 over.
5 over. It's pretty standard. So I don't think I got overly close to this man. I mean, I'm going 60 miles an hour and this guy's going 40. I don't anticipate that, right?
Yeah.
So then I get on close to him and I'm like, he brake checks me. I was like, okay, this guy's definitely gonna flip me off. He's gonna be pissed.
Yeah.
But I got to get down here. I got to record the podcast. I'm not gonna get down here at 10:30.
Okay.
So the next opportunity I get, I pass him.
Would you pass him on a 2-lane or on a dotted line?
It was a dotted line.
Okay.
Right?
Okay. Yeah.
And I don't know. I have a Honda Civic. It's not a muscle car by any means. So I step on it, right? Because I got to get up and around him.
Yeah.
I don't know if this guy's going to be a jackass about it and try to speed up and kind of be a dick, right? So I kind of, floor and get around him. I see him preparing. It's kind of funny. He had his hand on the windowsill. And then I saw him getting his hand in position, but not quite flipping me off yet. I'm like, oh, I'm waiting for it. I'm like, let's get it.
Nice.
And then he flips me off, and I do this wave thing. I do it to everybody that's aggressive on the roads. I just kind of wave at them and just kind of be funny with them, right?
I will say, okay,
just don't overreact. I don't know.
Yeah,
something like that. Don't flip me off. You're going 40.
So I've ridden with you a few times, and we've gotten some close calls. Some questionable driving has happened.
Give me an example, please. You can't just say there's some questionable calls and near misses when there's been nothing to my recollection, and the viewers and the listeners have no idea what you're talking about. Because I don't have any idea what you're talking about.
So there was a time...
Mister, I do a 360 spin on the way to IHOP.
Wow, okay. I mean, fair.
Continue.
I was 17. But I'm not saying I'm the perfect driver by any means. I'm just saying there's been times where I just don't want to be in the car anymore. And you're driving, and I'm like, holy shit, we're going to fucking die.
That's extremely vague, though. You can't.
I know it's vague.
What about my driving?
I don't have a specific example. I don't. I'm sorry.
What's a general thing about my driving that you dislike?
You get really close to people.
Okay, fair.
Well, but not aggressively. You get aggressively close to people in front of you. Yeah, and when you stop at the last second.
Well, yeah. That's how the brakes work.
Oh, my gosh.
You got to ease on them. You can't just slam
You don't ease on them, though. You just... bam, and it's right there. The people in front of you holy crap, we almost got rear-ended. I'm thinking, oh my gosh, there's my lunch. Oh yeah.
What do you have? Man, I think you just like to give me shit about my driving. I think that's just a little thing about Kev.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't know, but you're not perfect. Get out of here.
No, I'm not perfect at all. I'm not, honestly, but it's all good.
I don't know. I just feel like I'm above average driver.
I would say
I don't know why I'm getting flipped off all the time.
I would say you're a C- driver.
C-? Where does that leave you?
C+.
C+.
I would say I'm a little more secure on the road.
Haven't been in a single accident yet.
Neither have I. Not recorded.
That's fair. Same. I did hit a road sign, but
see.
Anyway, you can bitch about my driving for the next hour.
Yep.
So we're not gonna do that. So what's going on with Star Wars, man?
So pretty big week for Star Wars. So there's been this rumor about Project Luminous for a while. No one really knew what it was, but everyone kind of assumed it was going to be something in the Old Republic or something that happens before Episode 1 era. And that finally got released. There was a trailer that happened. They called it the High Republic, and it had all the creatives and kind of what they meant by this idea. Have you like heard anything about this at all, or can I explain it?
Briefly, but I think you should explain it.
So basically, it's that exact time period. What the rumors were basically true. It's going to be about 200 years before Episode 1. It's going to start a new timeline with a new group of heroes and like a new group of bad guys kind of thing. It's basically what the Jedi Order was before we know it, if that makes sense.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
So, like, there's this line in Episode 4, and this is in the trailer, where Obi-Wan's talking to Luke about the Jedi, and he goes, like, they were the peacekeepers of the galaxy, right? And that's basically, that line is what this whole thing is being based off of.
But doesn't that kind of contradict his line, though? Because his line says the Old Republic. They were the guardians of peace and justice in the Old Republic. That's the line you're referring to, right?
So it's that line exactly, and it's this. It doesn't contradict. It's like that's the inspiration. That's all I can say. That's what they said in the video, and they like played the line.
So I guess any Republic at that point is Old Republic.
Yes.
So it's not the Old
it's not
Republic.
The Republic.
It's
so
just Old Republic.
So there's the Galactic Republic is what we see in the in like episodes 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah.
Is like that's the Galactic Republic. This is the High Republic. So it's the older Republic.
Okay.
You can't call it the Old Republic probably because of old source material that's. But apparently, to Kathleen Kennedy, there is no source material. But there's, I mean, there's, this is what the Republic was before we knew it. Hence, the Old Republic is probably what Obi-Wan is now referring to. Regardless, I'm pretty pumped on it because basically the way that they pitched it is that we're gonna start learning stories about the Jedi in like a Western fashion. Like they're like the Texas Rangers of the galaxy. So like there's gonna be. Apparently, like there was this Jedi that were like stationed all over the galaxy, and they would just like fight the crime on their planet, kind of like a sheriff.
Okay.
Right? Like
Yeah.
They had a certain jurisdiction before the Order, right?
So essentially, they're space Clint Eastwood.
Yeah. Oh yeah, dude. That's what I'm pumped about. But the thing is, that's a big caveat. These are all going to be books and comic books.
So is there any plan to tie in the films or video games or TV series or anything to it?
So that's
probably all under wraps, but
it's under wraps right now. So the trailer alludes to the story group that's involved. It's like all the big hitters like Pablo Hidalgo, but there's oddly like no execs in it. So it's not like Kathleen Kennedy's on this. It's not like any of the big wigs.
Just like a ragtag group of creatives.
All of the creatives, like I think Filoni was in there, but Claudia Gray is a big name that's in there. A lot of the other authors of the books are in there. And what they pitched this as is it's all going to be like a congruent timeline, which they always promised, but this one seems like it actually has a plan, and they basically sent that in the trailer, which was nice. So I'm excited. I mean, I don't know what do you kind of like think this will do for Star Wars going forward?
I mean, I think it's a step in the right direction. I think people want to get away from the Skywalker saga. I think that was kind of Disney's plan all along when they initially bought Lucasfilm. They knew they had to get kind of through this because they've been pretty safe, I would say, during the newer 3 movies, the sequel trilogy, especially Force Awakens and Rise of the Resistance. Those knew they were going to be widely accepted. Yeah. Last Jedi kind of goes on a little tangent, but I think people in Disney, they want to get away from that because that's the characters you know and love. People have a lot of emotional attachment to all of those guys. Yes. And they just want to get away from that because, spoiler alert, when you kill off Luke Skywalker, you're going to piss some people off, right? But if you have these new characters, there's no attachment. Oh, yeah. And I think they're going to go they might have some like teases and allude to things to come, but it's mostly just going to be new stuff. And they're not going to just rely on... Like a big complaint of the new stuff is that they rely too much on nostalgia. The old stuff. There is no nostalgia. Yeah. This is all brand new content, which is exciting, and it gives them the freedom to do whatever they want.
Yeah, I think what this is going to do is start the world building that Disney can do. Yep. So, I mean, it's going to be obviously in the same galaxy, but we're not in a time frame at all that was really relevant to what we've already seen. Which is really cool. I mean, even if it stays all books, which is still a rumor out there, we don't know if this is going to lead into TV shows or movies.
You got to think it will, though.
But if the books do well, because they're going to put a ton of money into it, a ton of marketing into it. I mean, they put a full feature-length 5-minute trailer
It was a big trailer.
about books on their everything. It was everywhere the other day.
I know they've also been hyping up the whole Project Luminous thing for a minute.
Yeah.
Like, that's been, muttered and whispered for months here.
I really think that this is going to be like the next big, like stepping stones for the next big thing. It's going to start setting up the world, start setting up the factions, the people, all those different things. And then it's probably going to give us some cool lore stuff too. I'm just pumped.
Here's the thing, though. So Yoda is how old in like the prequels? In like episode 1, isn't he 900 or something?
He's 900 when he dies, from what we know, I guess.
So he's alive during this.
Yeah, he's alive.
At his peak.
Yeah, he probably. I mean,
do you think he makes an appearance in the books? Do you think he's like not a staple, but do you think he has like a presence in these books? Because he's the only character that we know that's alive during this time.
So
period.
I think it's a great question. I think they'll stay away from it at the beginning, but that's not to say we might see maybe where he comes from a little bit. I think in this time period, we're talking 200 years. So, I mean, because of the child and knowing that species and the way it ages now, if he's 90-ish, so 900 years, basically divide that by 100 is how you get his age. So if he's 90 in episode 6 when he dies, he'd be 200 years younger, so he'd be 70, right? So I still think he's past his prime at this point.
Really?
I don't think he's like prime, like Obi-Wan type, or like that, like Qui-Gon, I'm a master, I'm aged, but I'm not too old to be doing nothing. Like, I think if we see him, it will not be like on the battlefield just hacking people down. If anything, I see him more of an investigator. Also, you got to remember that the structure is different in this time period, is what they've alluded to. Like, there's no Jedi Council. Well, there is, but it's like not what it is. I don't think he's on the council yet at this point.
I would assume that.
So, I don't know. We'll see.
But he also might be like a lower rank Yoda.
He could be.
Because Yoda, in like, everything we know, he's like the top guy.
Yeah.
He's the top dog.
Yeah. I just don't want to put any weight into it. I don't want to see him, honestly.
Yeah. I mean, that's kind of been Yoda's whole shtick anyway, is that we don't really know anything about him.
Yeah.
And that's kind of the line that the Mandalorian is playing right now of, teasing that we might potentially go to like a world full of Yodas and get a little more backstory in him. But I'm in the camp of I really don't need to see all that. No. I love Baby Yoda, but
I just want to see some fun Star Wars adventures with lightsabers. I mean, I like Jedi, I like Sith.
And it is all in books.
It's all books right now in comics. There's a comic series coming out. But I mean, you never know what's gonna happen with it all. I mean, it's gonna be adult books to young adult books to teen books. So we'll see what happens with it all. There's 5 books slated right now. So pretty cool, man.
Well, anyway, to move on from Star Wars a little bit here, I think a recurring segment on this podcast, due to popular demand, is going to be what you watching.
Oh yeah.
What you like looking into that week. What you watching, what you playing, what you listening to, essentially.
Yep.
So Kev, besides the one topic we know we're going to get to later.
Yeah.
What are you watching this week?
Yeah. So I don't want to say what I was watching all week yet. I put about 9 hours into one show, which we'll get to later. Okay. Other than that, I watch YouTube. I listen to podcasts. I listen to a lot of audiobooks right now. I'm like reading a lot of cool books.
What you listening to audiobook wise?
So I knew you were gonna ask me that. There's this book called Sleep Smarter. It's about sleep and sleep habits. Been sleeping like crap lately, so I'm reading that. And there's a few other ones. I'm just kind of doing it on my own time. But I also like consuming YouTube. I'm a big YouTube guy. We talked about this last week.
Of course.
But there's one I kind of want to share with everybody, and it's kind of a hidden gem, I like to say. There's a subcategory of YouTube that's focused on mixology, the art of making drinks, like alcoholic beverages.
I'm a fan of alcohol. I'm intrigued.
Oh, yeah. I mean, Shawn's got a margarita right now. I
sure do.
I got my Maker's Mark bourbon.
It's pretty good, too. It's not too bad.
And, I just think it's super fascinating that like how in depth these things go. So there's a channel I want to give it a shout out because I think you guys might like it, and it's How to Drink. This guy is funny. His name's Greg. He's just an old dude. He actually he was a comm major in college. He got a film degree.
Hell yeah.
So he got some production value skill. And I just think he's funny. I think he's a funny guy. He'll record like 5 episodes in a day. So like by the 5th episode, he's like trashed and he's like trying to like stumble through the history of a drink and like why it is made the way it is. Anyway, check it out.
That's
How to
great.
Drink. That's what I've been watching on YouTube. What about you, man?
I've been listening to a lot of stuff. Obviously, I've been watching a certain show that we're getting to later, but I've been listening to a lot of podcasts, a lot of different podcasts, I would say. I mentioned last week that I listened to the TMG podcast. It's a Tiny Meat Gang. It's Cody Cohen, Noel Miller. I listened to all those episodes. I'm done with that. So I need something else.
Wow.
Mostly the podcasts I listen to have something to do with a person I like, and I'll tune in. So Casey Neistat's on like the Philip DeFranco podcast. I listened to his episode.
That's good.
In the past, he was also on like the H3 podcast.
Yeah.
I tuned in. But that was it. I listened to those episodes and that was it.
Okay.
Because I didn't really care.
Yeah.
But I've been trying to get into more different content-wise. Joe Rogan's got a podcast that everybody knows.
Mm-hmm.
He's super popular. I think he's still like top dog on Apple Podcasts at least.
Yeah, he's up there.
But I've always kind of been scared to, I don't know if scared is the right word, but he has some deep podcasts.
Yeah.
I prefer like a lighthearted, almost comedy type, more lifestyle.
Yeah.
Joe Rogan gets deep with these people.
Yeah.
I listened to Robert Downey Jr. on his podcast.
Yeah.
And he's like talking about acting. And then he goes, I don't even know. He talked about like the theory of like space and like matter and all this kind of stuff. It's like, dude, where are you going? Like, where are you getting this stuff from?
Yeah.
Like, this guy just thinks. But that's been super interesting. I listened to the Robert Downey Jr. and then one with Kevin Smith, which was interesting.
Oh, wow.
He kind of had a cool insight about his movie making process. So if you want to check it out. But yeah, the H3 podcast I've been binging as well. He did an episode with Papa John, like from Papa John's Pizza.
Wow.
And to be honest, Papa John's a figure of controversy at this point, but he kind of gives some like backing to his like whole controversy thing. Because the big controversy was that do you know anything about Papa John and like why he's not like Papa John Pizza Papa John anymore?
I've heard. I don't know the details. Refresh me.
So essentially, I'm not going to go too deep into this. If you want to know more, listen to their podcast. It's great.
Okay.
So essentially, his most recent thing that got him kind of booted is that he said the N-word in a phone call.
Like, and someone heard this or someone
They recorded it.
Oh, Jesus. Can't do that.
Nope. He didn't know it was recorded.
Wow.
And he said the N-word, and then everybody freaked out, and they got rid of him. He also blasted the NFL for the whole kneeling thing because Papa John's was the like pizza sponsor of the NFL for the longest time, and because nobody was watching because of the whole kneeling thing, he wasn't getting as many eyes on his pizza, so he was losing money by being an NFL partner. So he like strongly said Roger Goodell fixed this.
Yeah.
But the way people interpret is that he was super against Colin Kaepernick and he was super against the whole kneeling.
Hence he's racist.
Hence he's a racist, right?
Yeah.
So essentially he like kind of disputed every single thing that people don't like him for.
Wow. On this podcast.
Yes, on this podcast. He calls it the pizza conspiracy.
Wow.
So he thinks for the past like 8 years or so that there's been a conspiracy against him within Papa John's to kind of out him.
Really?
As the CEO of Papa John's.
But he was like so active and like...
He is active. He is like Mr. Pizza. Yeah. Listening to this guy talk, they do like a pizza taste test.
Yeah.
And they get like 5 different like Papa John's pizzas to see like the quality since he left.
Yeah.
And it's dog shit compared to what he used to do.
It has changed a little bit. I'm a big Papa John's fan.
Same.
Love Papa John's pizza. It's not what it used to be.
No, because they don't do... He had like a 10-point checklist that he would do like with every pizza.
Wow.
That they would have to like have a standard by, and he was grading these pizzas.
And he would like do that every time. Like this was like a company-wide thing.
So yeah, it was a company-wide like training thing. But anyway, that's like...
That's crazy.
It's crazy, but he's refuting everything. He's suing like all these people. Like he's been on the defensive because the media has just been like attacking this man.
Yeah.
So he goes on this podcast, goes on record saying there's a conspiracy that he's he didn't know he was being recorded in the phone call.
Wow.
In the context of the N-word, wasn't saying the N-word.
Yeah.
It was saying how it was like race training, racial training, or racial sensitivity training or something like that. And he said, yeah, we can't use the N-word.
Wow.
Because it offends people. But he said the N-word instead of saying like the N-word, essentially. Crazy though.
Jeez,
super
man.
Crazy, super interesting. Give it a listen. It's also kind of funny because like Ethan and Ela are pretty funny.
Yeah.
Like kind of going back at him. And stuff like that. Other than that, last week I talked about a porn documentary, and I said that there was a sequel in the form of a miniseries.
Oh,
Yeah, so I know you're intrigued about this. You were very
Super
intrigued last week about porn.
Super intrigued.
Kev is super intrigued by the porn industry.
I never said that.
You tiptoed around it, but I mean, I'll say it for you. So essentially, I watched the sequel series, if you want to call it that. But it's not a sequel at all. It's its own separate thing. The guy that I described in the first episode with the wife beaters and cargo shorts, he's in it for an episode.
That's my dude.
About how he's trying to be like an entrepreneur and start his own streaming service.
If this podcast doesn't play out, maybe that's what we do.
I'm a lot smarter than that guy. That guy's stupid.
Sure, I don't know. He sounds like he's making a lot of money.
But he's not, though. But anyway, I don't know. This was interesting. It was more of just like adult industry content. But it was just like examples of people, and they would follow these people. Like there was only like 1 or 2 episodes. It was 8 episodes long.
Okay.
About porn itself. And it was like the behind the scenes.
So this whole thing's called Hot Girls Wanted then.
Hot Girls Wanted. This is like Unplugged or Turned On or something like that.
On
it's
Netflix.
All like, it's on Netflix. It's all digital. But there was this one episode. Got pretty like sad, to be completely honest. There's like a cam girl, and and there's this guy who watches her religiously.
Oh.
Like he just watches her and like donates a lot of money to her.
Ew.
And then they formed like a relationship, like a deep friendship.
Wow.
But he thought it was more than that, and she didn't.
Oh no.
So this guy lives in Australia. She lives in LA. Wow. And he flew her out.
No.
To Australia to meet so they can hang out for like a weekend.
Oh my.
This cam girl's married, by the way.
Why is she on camera?
Making money.
Okay.
Yeah.
Charlie, don't get any ideas.
Anyway, but it's funny. She's like on cam and like the husband's just sitting on the couch like 2 feet away from her.
Oh my god.
I was like, whoa. Like if I was that guy, like, and I'm supportive of all that, I probably wouldn't be supportive enough to sit on the couch next to you while you do that.
Yeah,
but anyway,
yeah.
So long story short, she goes to Australia, and it's just weird. It is just cringy.
Awful.
It's awkward.
Yeah.
There's a moment where he tries to like grab her hand as they're walking around like Melbourne. Oh my god! And it was brutal. It was so hard to watch, but it was heartbreaking because this guy's like in love with a cam girl, which is like being in love with a stripper or something, right?
Yeah.
And it's just it was heartbreaking, honestly,
That's
because
crazy.
the guy was just falling so hard, and
That's
it's
really
just
crazy.
Like, you root for the guy, but at the end of the day,
Yeah.
But yeah,
Man, I can't. Oh my.
but yeah, I
gosh.
binged that whole series too, so
Yeah.
I'm officially out of Hot Girls Wanted.
Yeah.
On Netflix.
No, man. I think the next thing we need to do, man, is ask the viewers out there, what are you guys watching out there? You know, like let us know, because we're looking for stuff to watch. Every week we watch something, and you know we can keep talking about the same things every week, or we can get recommendations from you guys.
And I'm sure you guys are sick of me talking about porn on the podcast. So
Yeah.
if you wanted us to talk about The Office, then we can just do that.
We could.
We can both riff on The Office. For
Oh yeah. But yeah, man. So last week we talked about this little show that we called Love Is Blind. And those of you maybe remember that I was maybe
hesitant
against even the idea of watching it. I thought I'd do you all a favor. I watched the show.
Wow. Taking one for the team.
Taking
one for the podcast.
I didn't just watch the show. I watched all 9 episodes that are out right now.
And you enjoyed it?
Okay. No, I watched it. I didn't touch my phone. I actually watched it. I got into the stories.
You're into it.
I got into the stories. I think the concept. So last week I said that reality shows do 2 things, right? 1, they are relatable, and 2, they're fantasy, right? So
Correct.
It's just like balance of both. This show does that perfect. It's like they plugged it into a formula. The thing is, though, is the concept's amazing to me. This blind date, not seeing the person.
It's incredibly interesting.
I can't imagine. I'm getting married in months. I cannot speed up with the 4.5 years that I have with Charlie into 5 to 10 days
Could you imagine?
to propose. Like, what the heck?
Because I think these people are literally together from the beginning of the show to wedding day. I think it's like 45 days.
It's 40.
Tops.
It's 40 days.
It's 40 days?
40 days. Yep.
That's crazy.
So it's from the first day you meet them, you have 39 days until you're going to marry them. And you haven't even seen them for 10 of it,
Yeah, it's insane.
roughly. So I think that was crazy. I think so. Now that the show's been out there for a few weeks, I think it's okay. We talk about some of the spoilers that you didn't want to talk about last week.
Well, and I didn't realize how popular the show was.
So the show, I think that's another reason why I picked it up, because I was like, okay, so Shawn talks about a lot of stupid shit all the time. I'm not gonna listen
Fair.
to him. I'm just kidding, man. But then other people were like, okay, this show's actually legit. Kind of like the 13 Reasons Why effect. Like, all right, I'm gonna watch it because it's a hot Netflix show.
I also knew this show was big when I saw a meme page dedicated to this show.
Oh yeah.
If there's a meme page, you know your show was made it.
Dude, it's the whole show's a meme, by the way. Like,
it is a meme.
The whole thing's a meme. It's absolutely just these people on here. I don't know where they found them, because they're hot.
Yeah.
All of them are attractive.
My sister drools over Barnett.
Barnett is a fuck. I do not like that guy. That guy gets heated. That guy is the epitome of all trash bags in the world.
Wow.
Okay, that's aggressive.
That's a little of a stretch. I'm not the biggest fan of Barnett. Barnett's like the big stocky guy.
I'm getting heated.
He is getting heated. He is taking off the cardigan, ladies and gentlemen.
Woo! So the thing about the show, right, is that you walk into it knowing that you're going to fall in love with somebody or not, right? Which is why, like, of the 12 guys and girls, so 24 total people, only like 6 couples come out of it. So, like, you don't see everyone in the show, but, like, these people make themselves vulnerable. And then Barnett, at the beginning of the show, like, the first, like, 3 episodes, just toys with all these girls.
Yeah, to an extent.
And I don't...
But that's kind of the point, though. That's kind of the
I
point.
don't know.
That's
I think
the game
he's
they're
the
playing.
only one, though, that we saw do that.
Fair. That's
Other
really fair.
than Jessica. Because Jessica, hot mess. We all know that. But she is between, like, Mark and then Barnett.
But Mark was always the second choice. Barnett was the number one. She was obsessed.
No. Mark was into her from day one. So was she.
Mark was, yes.
She was into him all the way up until Barnett said he was into her.
Yeah, right.
And probably because he's got a voice that sounds a little bit like, I don't know, like Luke Combs or something like that. Not Luke Combs.
No.
Luke Combs is fat.
Yeah, who are you thinking of?
Like a Luke Bryan type.
Whoa,
Yeah, whoa.
That was not scripted, ladies and gentlemen. That was
no, like
organic.
Luke Bryan's. I mean, he's got that sexy voice. He's got that southern drawl. Like,
well, and they're all from Atlanta, Georgia.
Yeah.
Like, there's some pretty attractive people coming out of Atlanta, Georgia.
Yeah, and so it's just like, I don't know. The whole thing was just like, so then they they go to the resort together. They're all gonna see each other for the first time. It's just like you're gonna make drama out of nothing.
Well, could you imagine?
I do have a question though. I just have a general question.
Okay, go for it.
Okay, so everyone kind of understands this theory of the show. I just want to know your preferences though. So who's your favorite couple?
Favorite couple?
Yeah.
It's not Barnett and Amber.
No.
Amber scares the hell out of me.
It's good for him though.
Who is it? It's This is a wild card.
Okay.
I'm a big Mark guy, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mark and Jessica, not a big fan.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert. That's who gets together. Kenny and Kelly.
Oh yeah.
I dig Kenny and Kelly.
Dude, they're awesome. I think they have the most real relationship, maybe other than Lauren and Cameron. I'm a big fan of.
You're a big fan of Lauren and Cameron. Cameron is the most boring guy on the planet.
No, he's not.
But Kenny and
the
Kelly.
guy can rap. The guy can rap.
Did you watch that? That was cringy as hell.
No.
This man does not have bars, okay?
No, I'm not
it was
saying
like he was
bars,
reading a piece of
but
paper.
Like, okay, but here's the thing, right? So the guy's super soft spoken, right? I think that's what makes him.
It's kind of off putting.
Okay. I think you're amazing, Lauren. That's what he sounds like sometimes. I don't like that.
When he's talking to like her dad.
Yeah.
He's just a savage.
Yeah.
And so for those of you who don't know the show, it's an interracial couple, right? Lauren is black, he is white. He goes to meet her dad, who asks him straight up, Cameron, have you ever been in a room full of black people? And that's it. And it just gets super dramatic. And he looks at him and he goes, he's like all scared. You can just see it. And he starts to sweat a little bit. He goes, yeah, all the time. And then it like cuts. And then it's like the end of the episode.
Yeah, I know.
It just leaves you on a big cliffhanger.
Okay, I'm not saying they're perfect. I think Mark and Jessica, though, to me, also would be my second. Because, Mark and Jessica. I think they're interesting. I like Mark. I like really
Mark a lot. I think Mark's a pretty genuine guy.
I think if they work through everything, they will actually be one of the few couples in the show that probably lasts more than a year or two.
But did you know this? Jessica is 10 years older than Mark.
Oh, my God. That was good. I don't think. Okay, so so this is the second question I had. So right now in the show, if you've been following along all 3 weeks, all 9 episodes, The next episode that comes out today, actually, the next week we'll talk about it. Is the finale where they have to like do the wedding, right? And then that's where these I guess there's only 5 couples.
Yes.
They will, because the one couple, that was so bad.
That was so stupid.
So the 5 couples that are left will have to go to the wedding and then finally make their decision if they're gonna like marry these people or not. I think Mark and Jessica have the most obvious chance of not getting married.
Mm-hmm.
But I think if they do it and they commit to it and she commits to him, they will have one of the strongest marriages out of the whole bunch.
I agree. Do you want to take like predictions on who says I do and who doesn't? And then next week we can revisit that.
How about we do a percentage?
A percentage of who get okay, yeah.
So what we'll do, guys, is Shawn and I will
over and under 50. We can just do that if you
over
want.
under 50. Yeah, okay, let's just over under. So we'll just go through the list of 5 couples. You want to write this down?
I can.
And we will just do an over under of what we think's who's gonna either get married or not get married in the finale. In the next week after the finale, we will revisit these answers and let you guys know how we did. And if you guys also want to like chime in, the finale will be out by this episode coming, but just like let us know who you thought was going to be the couples to make it or not.
All right, Kenny and Kelly.
Kenny and Kelly, 100%. Well, I guess over 50% chance.
Over?
Yep, over.
I would have to agree with that.
Yep.
All right, Damien and Gigi.
I know. So this one ends on a cliffhanger. I don't know, man. Damien's freaking out the altar. I think he'll go through with it though.
I think they do, but I think after there's some issues. I think like immediately after they regret it. So I'm gonna say under.
Under? Okay.
Barnett and Amber.
Okay, so I think before I answer this question, I think Barnett is talking himself into Amber right now.
Yeah,
it's a bold theory, but he has to convince everybody that he is into her, which I think reassures him that he is into her. But he knows she's got problems. She's got no job. She's got a ton of debt. She has no aspirations.
But he's a little mama's boy.
She used to be. I know. I think under on this one.
Mm-hmm. Jeez, I think he is. I don't think he's talking himself into her. I think he really likes her.
Mm-hmm.
I think he knows that they're good together.
Yeah,
because they are.
Yeah,
she has her problems. He has his problems, but they do kind of match in that sense. But I don't think he wants to get married.
No,
because I don't think it's a like Jessica's in the way thing. Because I don't think he cares.
Although it'd be crazy if they hooked up.
It would be insane. I would probably start jumping up and down in my living room.
Yeah, I know. I really kind of want that to happen. But
I'm going to say under as well, just because he doesn't want to get married. Mark and Jessica.
I'm going to say over. Over because, like I said earlier, if they make the decision to do it, they will be super strong. But I will say there's a glaring chance that I know I'm going to be completely wrong on this. Mm-hmm. But I just want to give him the faith, give him the benefit of the doubt, and I like Mark, and I really hope it works out for him because I think I like Mark a lot. He's a good guy.
He is a good guy. I got a big under on that. I think there's almost no way that he goes through with that, or that they go through with it at all. Yeah, I think I would like to see that. I just think they're gonna be like, I can't. I think the pressure's gonna get to Jessica. And I think she's gonna crack and she just might not do it.
She's been showing a lot of signs of it. As I said, it's glaringly obvious, but
right. So I'm a big under on that. I think that's my least. Man, I'm under on a lot of these.
I know you are. It's all good. It's all good. You can't change them now. So the last one's Cameron and Lauren. So this is. So I want to say under because I think Lauren might get cold feet about the race thing with her family.
I agree. I think there's a lot of pressure.
I think they'll go through it though. I think I'm gonna go over.
Over. I'm gonna agree with you on this. I think they are gonna push through it. But yeah, they're pretty solid together. Because I don't think that really matters to them. I don't think she's gonna let like the pressure.
I will say, so there's one thing I wanted to mention about all of this. So my answers are, I have 4 getting married, 1 not. I'm a big believer that one couple will not get married in this whole show.
Mm-hmm.
And the experiment in that whole thing. That's my theory. There's 5 couples. I think 1 will not get married. Right now, today, after that last episode, I'm gonna say Barnett, only because of that, that reasoning of him talking himself into it. I think he still has a good chance of going through with it. But I think Cameron and Lauren and Mark and Jessica are the other 2 that might not go through with it.
Yeah, that's a fair point.
Yep.
So I guess we'll have to wait and see. We're probably gonna watch it immediately following this podcast.
Yep.
So if there's a bonus episode this week,
yeah, you'll hear it.
Be prepared.
Yeah. All right,
anyway.
So we got some time. We gotta get through some next topics pretty quick here. So earlier this week, Shawn and I were playing a little game called Call of Duty.
My favorite game.
Oh yeah, and we were doing great, right? We were having a bad night. Shawn and I were both trying not to get pissed, and we're like, you know what, screw it. Let's switch it up. Let's go back to Apex. We haven't played Apex in a little bit, a few weeks, and sorry. We were actually doing well in COD that night.
We were doing pretty well, and I was just like, let's mix it up.
Let's mix it up.
I think we had like 2 bad games in a row. I was like, you know what? I'm in a good mood tonight.
Yep.
Let's switch up and play some Apex. We love Apex. Let's play it.
Yep. So we hop into Apex. First drop. What happens?
Just ripped off the bat. Like, no guns, nothing. Like, I'm pretty sure I got a Mozambique. For those of you who don't know the game, worst gun in the game. It would be decent if it was 6-round burst or a 6-shot. It's a 3-shot. Sucks. Does no damage.
Yeah.
But we played like, I don't know, was it 2 or 3 games total?
We played 3 games.
And we got killed off spawn every single time.
And it wasn't because we weren't getting crap all the time. Like, so the first drop was bad. Second drop, I had a kit, and I was ready to go. I had purple shields and a blue helmet.
Yeah, I got ripped off the rip.
And I knocked one guy, and I got beat by 2 other guys I should have beaten. They were not good players. Dude, the games play immaculately
different.
Immaculately different.
So usually we play Apex, then we kind of get sick of Apex. Like we're getting, similar situation, just not to that extent.
Mm-hmm.
And then we go, you know what, let's switch up with COD. Let's relax a little bit, which is kind of a weird thing to say after my rant last week.
Mm-hmm.
But let's relax a little bit with COD, and then we'll go from there.
Yeah.
But the transition is usually pretty simple. Like the aiming, the movement, it's a pretty simple transition from Apex to COD.
Yeah.
This time was wild.
It was crazy.
I've always thought Apex is one of the smoother games out there.
Mm-hmm.
That was not the case
That was not.
today.
Dude, it was so
Yesterday.
bad. I felt like I was in Jello. I was just like moving
quicksand.
slow. Yeah.
Like that
crazy.
game is like known for its like not advanced movement, but mobility.
Yeah.
Like you can slide around, there's momentum, there's, climbing and all that kind of stuff. I felt so slow.
I don't know what it was, man.
I don't know
crazy.
if it was a server thing or what it was, but I just felt like I was chopping through. Like I felt like I was running through like tall grass the entire time, and I was just getting beamed, so that didn't help either.
Yeah.
But
long story short, we switched back to COD.
we switched back to COD and we're playing well.
I'm playing well.
So Shawn, after last week, I realized that I should take a different approach, which is probably healthy. It probably added a couple years to my life, but I'm trying this new thing. Where Mellow Shawn is playing COD. Angry Shawn is no longer in COD. So, my rant last week was pretty aggressive. That's a pretty typical night of COD for me. Yelling, throwing things, getting very, very angry, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because of small things. I'm getting beat.
Every
time I get beat, I never think I should get beat. And that's a bad mindset.
It's a bold strategy. I mean, sometimes you're just getting beat, but...
Yeah, I mean, sometimes I do get... Anyway.
So wait.
But Mellow Shawn comes out now.
Yeah, so Mellow Shawn comes out, all right?
Kev doesn't like Mellow Shawn.
So it throws me the hell off because here's the deal. Kev, he's pretty even keel guy. I'm playing games. I get frustrated and I get really excited. But I'm never like pissed and I'm never like overly happy, right?
Well, you play to have fun. I play to win.
Yeah.
Typically.
Yeah, I mean, that's a totally different mindset. I go into the game, all right, I'm going to detox from work. I'm not going to think about life. I'm here to hang out with my best friend, play some games, and go to bed. Like, literally, that's my mindset. Mm-hmm. If I win, cool. If I lose, cool. The thing is also part of the night, it's a little entertainment for me to listen to Shawn freak the fuck out. It's kind of fun for me. I'm not going to lie, man. I'm not going to lie.
Wow.
I saw Charlie. Man, Shawn was getting heated. because these kids are sitting in the corners again and they're just dummying him. And it's like funny for me sometimes. Not to see you get mad because I want the best for you, all these different things. But to me, this is one of the funnier things that happens on a weekly basis is Shawn getting mad. So he pulls out Mellow Shawn the other day.
Yeah, this was like last weekend after we recorded the podcast, and I tried out Mellow Shawn. I was like, I'm not going to get angry anymore because I'm getting too loud. It's pissing me off. It's pissing everybody off, right?
Yeah.
So I was like, overly mellow. I get this voice. Kevin hates it. Oh, nice play, man. Nice shot. Oh, what a move. Good for you. And these are like stupid things.
I just want to get so mad. I want him to. He gets beat. He gets beat by some trash can 14-year-old boy who does nothing. Does never felt the touch of a woman before.
Wow.
And
you're pulling the Verge card on him.
And Shawn. Oh, I guess I died that time. What? What do you mean? Like this is my pal. This is my partner in crime. Like I need his energy to keep me going through it because I'm trying to forget about life.
I feel like a little bit of my anger rubbed off on you.
Oh man,
that.
I wanted it. That's all I've been wanting to tell you all week. I need a little bit of heat back. Mellow Shawn, he's a good guy.
My little Shawn? Excuse me? Am I your property?
No. So Mellow Shawn's not a bad guy.
I thought you said my little Shawn.
No, not my little Shawn. Fuck? No. He's a singer. Sings one of the best songs ever made.
Lil Shawn?
Down, man.
That's Jay Sean.
Oh, shh. My bad.
Fun fact, that was the first song I ever bought on iTunes.
Really?
Yeah, back in like the 7th grade.
Mine was, wait.
That was probably Lollipop by Lil Wayne.
No, you're close.
Is it Lil Wayne?
He's in the song.
Oh, it's what's that song? It's with Eminem. Oh, I can't think of the song. That's not the one with Bruno Mars too, is it?
No.
Oh shoot, what song is that? Oh, you're gonna. What's it? Pick the World Up?
Yeah.
And I'm gonna drop it on his effing head.
Yeah. So what's that song called?
I don't know.
Drop the World.
Wow. Okay.
Great
anyway,
song.
Going back to COD, but Mellow Shawn, I kind of like because it's keeping my blood pressure down.
That's good. I'm happy for you, man. But I need you to be there for me, man. I need you.
Okay, so the other night was a great example, right? Mm-hmm. So Mellow Shawn was being mellow as usual, right? When I'm getting one shot by an M19 pistol, dog shit weapon in the game, and I put 3 to 4 shots on him. I don't get the kill, but he turns and maybe 2 taps me, right? Mm-hmm. Gets the headshot. I was being real calm about it. What happened when I turned it on, though? What happened when
you tapped into that energy that you had?
When I tapped a little bit into not so Mellow Shawn.
You were going off.
But was I angry?
Yeah.
I never raged.
Yeah.
I was serious. Okay.
Yeah.
Mellow Shawn, I've learned, is serious.
He started carrying me. He got like 11 kills in a gunfight game with 1,300 damage or something like that. It was nuts.
I was going dumb.
I wasn't even getting the guys fast enough to get him killed.
Yeah, because these kids aren't good. Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay. I'm gonna tone down the COD rant here.
All right. So moving forward.
Speaking of video games, last week we proposed the challenge to all of you to DM Kevin if you wanted him to stream. Kevin, did you get any DMs about streaming?
Yeah.
Really?
It's gonna be one of the first posts on the Instagram, actually, probably, when we launch that. Caleb Vanderluck, my old roomie, he's a beautiful bastard. He DM'd me. He texted me, actually, technically.
Wow.
But we'll count it. He texted me a few little words. Let me find the picture here. Kevin, I want to see a stream. That's all he had to do. So, guys, this next week, I will figure out how to stream.
So, when is the stream date? You got to post a stream date. So I would like to be in on the stream.
I'll let you know. I'll let you guys know. I don't know yet. I don't know what my schedule's like next week. I'm going to a Pistons game next week. I got some other stuff going on. So I will let you guys know. I will probably Instagram it out or something like that.
Are you excited?
Sure.
Like, are you?
I don't know. My thing is, I want it to be good, right? I can't just stream to do something stupid. I want it to be something you guys are going to enjoy, something I'm going to be proud of. So I want it to be quality.
Do you
But
think you're gonna just stream COD? Like, do you think you're just gonna stream Apex? Or like, what
I
do you
don't
think
know.
you're gonna play?
I mean, what do you want me to see? What do people stream?
I mean, people stream COD, people stream Apex.
I mean,
but I think your niche, if you're doing it by yourself, could almost be like a single player game.
Really?
Like, I think you could do The Sims 4.
Oh.
It's the free game on PlayStation Plus right now.
No, it's not.
It is. Sims 4 and the BioShock collection.
Okay.
Next month is something good too. I can't remember what it is.
Okay.
But I think that could be funny. Obviously COD would be fun.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
people are into COD.
We'll probably do a few different ones.
But what's your bare minimum? Like, are you trying to get a face cam set up, or do you just want?
I would like
I think
one,
the bare
but
minimum that we need to accomplish is how to get
Your
both
voice-
of our voices
that's-
in each of our streams.
That's all I want. Honestly,
I want the party chat to be fully recorded without trying to go into Discord and trying to like record separately.
Yep. So we'll figure it out, guys. And Caleb, man, thank you for that challenge. All right, guys. So we're gonna go into the last part of the show here. And earlier today, Shawn and I asked you guys to submit some stuff to talk about on the podcast. So we're gonna read those things off. Shawn, man, I only got a few. How many did you end up getting?
I got quite a few, to be completely honest.
So let's take yours first. 'Cause I literally only have two.
Let's see what we got here. The first one I got was from Luke Taylor,
Nice.
old roomie, and he wants us to talk about Star Wars versus Star Trek. I think this is gonna be quick.
Luke,
He wants us to get us going. I know he does.
this one's for you, man. Star Trek. It's not good.
It sucks.
It's not good.
Worst thing on the planet.
It's
No,
not
I don't know.
good.
It's fine. It's just
There's things it does right. Okay. There's back in the day, there was the TV shows. It was built out
extremely popular.
into these very, very like dramatic storylines, good movies. There's good parts of it, but the story is so much weaker than Star Wars. The meaning is so much weaker than Star Wars. The fan base is so much weaker than Star Wars.
I don't know about that. I mean, I would say that Star Wars fans are better. But the thing with like Star Trek, it's almost like the Marvel universe because they rewrite shit all the time.
I agree. But the thing is about Star Trek versus Star Wars is Star Trek
The fantasy
is
you watch Star Wars for the fantasy.
Yeah.
Star Trek is straight up science fiction.
You literally took the words out of my mouth. I'm not even shitting you. Like that's exactly what I was gonna say. Luke, man, don't ever say that again. I don't ever want to hear this. Screw you, man. Jesus.
The next one is from a Rachel Barber, good friend. She wants to talk about the upcoming impeachment of the Zeta Lambda president. I think this is just a poke at Scott, who's actually next on the list.
Scott,
keep doing what you're doing, man. You're killing it.
Scott, don't
Not
be a
one
piece of
complaint.
shit. Don't be a piece of shit. That's all I have to say to you.
Speaking of Scott, he wants us to talk about Jackson, Michigan.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so I gotta be careful. My family lives in Jackson. There's nothing wrong with my family living in Jackson.
No, Jackson's a great place to raise a family. It is. We were both raised in Jackson. We turned out pretty well. But a majority of the people in Jackson never leave Jackson.
Yeah.
It's almost like a phenomenon of strictly Jackson.
Well,
There's like the...
No.
You don't think?
I think it's a phenomenon in general, right? I think the mindset of Jackson is to just you either go or you don't, right? The guys who go, the girls who go, like they go off and experience something different. They never come back, which is why Jackson is dying. But then there's the people who don't ever take the chance to leave, and then they just stay there forever, right? And I'm not saying like,
and that's not positive or negative.
Yeah,
That's, I mean, if you're settled down and you're, happy there, go for it.
There's nothing wrong with that. The problem with Jackson to me is that
Meth.
it's just consistently on a decline as a infrastructure. Like
Wow.
it's just disgusting there. Like the politicians, the people, it's ran just bad, man. Like give the people deserve better.
Mm-hmm.
They deserve better.
It's a good location. Like they have a lot of opportunity. Like downtown Michigan Ave, I will admit has come a long way.
Oh, it's great.
Michigan Ave's got the Chase. It's got like Dirty Bird. It's got like a bunch of different bars and like restaurants and like cool experiences, which I think can be fleshed out and turned into something cool.
Fun bars. I mean, it's fun. But like the thing about it is like just do something with it, man. Like
create a culture. You don't have a
Yeah.
culture. You have to change the narrative before you can change like the people there, right?
God.
And the narrative is like heavy drug use and crime. but they want to make it like a fun, like young people hangout spot, but nobody wants to go downtown on a weekend.
Yeah, I know, man.
But
I think Jackson, it's near to my heart still. I think there's a lot of potential there still. It needs to get turned around before I would decide to live there again.
I agree. Caleb Vanderlook back in the DMs. This is actually an interesting question.
Okay.
What are you excited about recently, and what do you hate?
Yeah, he sent the same thing to me. I don't. You go first on this one.
What am I excited about? I guess to be a little more personal here, I'm excited about the opportunity that I'm in to potentially get a new career path going here. Currently working like a job that I'm not too thrilled with not a lot of room for advancement. But I think I'm in a unique spot where I could literally do anything. If there's an offer out in Chicago, I can take it. There's nothing really holding me back. That's a Shawn Mendes song. It's a pretty good song. But I think that's kind of exciting. Not that I'm like personally that excited about finding something. It's been kind of a struggle trying to do that. But I think the fact that opportunity is there, a lot of people get stuck. They get stuck with, heavy pay. It's hard to turn down something else, or it's hard to take something else, excuse me. But I think I'm in a rare opportunity for a lot of growth and change, which I could desperately need. Something I hate this weather, man. Yeah. Honestly, I don't really get dry skin, but this weather's giving me dry skin, and I don't like it. I know how you feel now, Kev. It's driving me nuts. Eczema. My hands are dry. I called you because I thought I was dying because my knuckles were dry and
this
bleeding.
Was like the most ridiculous phone call I've ever received, by the way.
I was worried about it because I've never had dry hands, and they both of my hands got dry in the exact same spot. I thought I was
my entire life.
That's the thing I have, and it scared me. It doesn't scare you
with
because
dry
you're used
skin
to it. Anyway, I hate the weather. I hate the snow. I'm ready for it to be spring.
Yeah,
I like spring. My birthday's in May.
Oh.
All right, you go.
So I'm excited about the near future, I think, because I got a lot of big stuff coming up. Getting married. I'm pretty excited about that, man. Caleb, not gonna lie. I'm excited about we're going to Prague with the choir. Adrian College choir is going to Prague. I'm going there with them. And really just kind of the direction of where I'm going right now. I'm starting to finally kind of figure out what I want to do, right? It's a long-term process. I've been saying that for a few years now, but I'm starting to solidify what that's going to look like for me in my 20s. I'm not going to say I want to stick with the career path that I'm on right now or whatever. I'm just kind of going with the flow, and I'm actually being okay with it for once. And I'm excited about that because typically I'm like, okay, what's the next thing? What's the next thing? What's the next thing? And I'm finally just being like, okay, Kevin, man, take a break. Enjoy the things you're doing and just
live your life a quarter mile at a time.
Well, yeah, man. It's just enjoy this. I'm 23, you mean 24 years old. Enjoy it for once, Kevin.
Enjoy the journey, man.
Yeah. So I'm excited about that, man. I'm excited about the next few years where we're going to go. I'm starting to actually do the things that I want to do. This podcast is one of them. Joe and I have been starting the club and a few different things. So, yeah, man. Excited about a lot of things. Hate. Man, it's hard. I don't.
A guy that really hates things.
I don't have a lot that I hate. I don't hate the weather. I don't mind it. Oh, I know what I hate. All right, so all the girls out there who are listening to this, there's probably one of you. If you own a Carhartt beanie, burn it. Burn the Carhartt beanies. I don't want to see them anymore.
Why?
I'm sick of it. Every girl has these hats on. So I have Carhartt clothing, right? I come from a blue-collar background. My dad wears Carhartt bibs. He wears Carhartt coats. He wears Carhartt hats because it keeps him warm in the weathers.
They serve a purpose.
It's a utility brand. Not some white girl.
It's preppy almost now. Now it's almost hype.
It's not even expensive. It's not even. There's better things out there. So there's beanies that literally donate money to kids with cancer. Throw the Carhartt beanies away. Caleb, man.
Great question.
Great question.
Moving on, Isaiah Den wants us to talk about his dick. I don't think that's appropriate for this podcast.
I'm happy I haven't seen it in a year. That's all I have to say.
That's probably good to leave it right there. Connor Wise reaches out, says, top floor runs bottom floor. I am assuming he's talking about the house.
And that was never the case when I lived there.
You were on the top floor with me.
No, I was bottom floor in the old house.
Oh, it's true. We were on the bottom floor. Bottom floor kicked ass.
There was
in the
no
old
floor
house.
wars last year.
Last year, they were kind of... Oh, man. Yeah, last year was wild.
Yeah.
Connor Wise, thank you for the question. The last two are about Love is Blind, and we already haven't touched on that. So
I got one about Mike Bloomberg. That's all it says.
From who?
Blair Briggs.
No way.
The one and only.
Isn't he 5'8"?
Huh?
Isn't everybody making a big deal that he's short?
I don't know a dang thing about this guy. So the thing is about
I just know
Mike Bloomberg, I know one thing about him, right?
Mayor of New York.
He's clogging up my ad feed.
Yep.
All I
wanna know
see
why?
is Mike Bloomberg ads, and I'm sick of it.
He is spending ungodly amounts of money on ads alone. He reached out to meme accounts on Instagram and Twitter.
Wow.
Like DMing them, and it's like this whole weird campaign thing saying, hey, can you post about, Mike Bloomberg would be a meme?
Yeah.
It's like a text thread, and they're posting it, and they're like, yeah, this is actually like an ad.
Yeah.
But it's like not, it's the, he reached out to the company on top of these meme pages that were in charge of the whole Fire Festival debacle that scammed like thousands of people into paying money for that.
Yeah.
And that's who he's marketing through. Because he doesn't know.
Yeah.
He doesn't know how to use social media. What does Donald Trump call him?
I don't even
Mini
know.
Mike?
I don't know. I'm
that?
not up in the date of the politic race right now.
Neither am I. I just know like that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But,
All right, guys. I think it's the last one. So yeah, next week when we do this again, definitely throw in some topics we'll talk about with you. Get a shout out on the show. Just know that you can follow us on Instagram. They'll be up this next week. And don't forget to support the channel. You can donate whatever you're feeling. If you like the show, maybe just throw $1 at it, or just give it like a 5-star rating. Follow it on Spotify, wherever it's gonna be available. We just appreciate you guys even listening at all.
Yeah, it was really cool to receive all those DMs and texts, guys. Honestly, like we're not just blowing smoke up your ass. Like we really appreciated it, and it was kind of fun.
It was really
fun. Got us really excited to come back this Thursday and record. We just can't wait to keep putting this out and putting out a good quality product that you guys actually like.
Yeah, let us know what you actually think too.
Right, like the feedback is tremendous. I've had a couple of good conversations with people, what they did like and what they didn't like so much, and just even basic stuff. Honestly, if you're like, I really like this segment, do more of these kind of segments. That's helpful. You don't have to be negative to be helpful. Yeah. I mean, the Shawn and Kevin show is open-minded to a lot of different things.
It's the Kevin and Shawn show.
Sure. But yeah, thanks for listening, guys. We'll see you next time.
See you guys.